A German soccer fan flew into Atlanta this month for the World Cup, ordered a Wendy's combo, and got stuck at the soda fountain for a solid minute, visibly confused, trying to figure out how one machine could offer this many drinks in this many sizes. He posted about it. It went viral within hours, not because it was dramatic, because every American watching immediately understood exactly what was happening to him and had never once thought about it themselves. That's the tell. Millions of World Cup visitors are in the US right now, and a huge share of the viral clips they're posting aren't about the stadiums. They're about the food. A Norwegian teenager staring at his first In-N-Out burger like he'd been handed a small trophy. A German posting a photo of a Waffle House order at 1 in the morning, 3 plates deep, captioned like he'd witnessed a miracle. To the people posting these, the meal isn't just bigger. It's a completely different category of object than the word meal means back home. And the strange part is that none of this registers as strange to the country serving it. Americans watch these videos and find them charming, not revealing. Nobody at that Wendy's thought the soda station was remarkable. It's just what a soda station is. The confusion only exists on one side of the counter, because only one side is looking at it from outside. So here's what's actually going on. In 1955, when McDonald's first opened, there was exactly one size of fries. About 2.5 ounces. Today's small is bigger than that. One size of soda too. 7 ounces, roughly a juice glass. Today's large is 30 ounces. Not a bigger cup. 4 cups, stacked into one and handed to you like it's the standard order. This didn't happen because Americans decided, at some point, that they wanted to eat more. It happened because the price of food changed underneath the menu, and nobody ever went back and fixed it. In the 1970s, American farm policy shifted hard toward maximizing output. Corn, wheat, potatoes, all of it got cheaper and cheaper to grow, until restaurants had access to raw ingredients that cost them almost nothing. A few extra ounces of fries, another few inches of bun, a bigger scoop of rice, all of it was nearly free to add to a plate. But customers would pay noticeably more for a large than a medium, even though the actual cost difference to the kitchen was pennies. So chains found something close to free money sitting right there. Charge 50 cents more, serve $5 more food, call it value. Nobody was really being tricked. People genuinely got more food for their money. It just turned out that more food was an unbelievably cheap thing for a restaurant to hand out, once the ingredients underneath it were worth almost nothing. To a foreign visitor eating in America for the first time, none of that history is visible. They just see the plate. They see a personal pizza that could feed 2 people who aren't especially hungry, or a small drink that's bigger than a large back home, and they assume someone at some point deliberately decided this is how much a person should eat in one sitting. Nobody decided that. A field of cheap corn in 1975 decided it for them, one large at a time, and the decision never got revisited. By the late 1980s, this had gone further than anyone planned. McDonald's rolled out a size beyond large, and it kept climbing until you could order fries nearly 3 times the original 1955 serving and a soda holding almost 1/3 of a gallon. Then a documentary came out in 2004 following someone who ate that kind of meal for a month straight, and the backlash was immediate. The oversized option got quietly retired within the year. But here's the part nobody expected. The extreme option disappeared. The portions underneath it did not shrink back down. Today's large, the version that's supposedly the normal, sensible choice now, is still bigger than the entire 1955 menu by a wide margin. The embarrassing option got cut. The baseline it had dragged upward just stayed there. Because once a plate size starts to feel standard, no restaurant wants to be the one quietly serving less of it for the same price. So nobody moves first, and the size never comes back down. It just holds, permanently larger than it used to be, waiting for the next visitor to walk in, assuming it was always this way. Which is exactly the scene playing out on repeat across social media right now. A visitor sits down, orders something ordinary by American standards, and their face does the thing that Americans no longer have the wiring to do at their own table. The gap between how the plate looks to them and how invisible it is to the person serving it is the whole video. Nobody's exaggerating for the camera. Nobody has to. And somewhere tonight, another World Cup fan is going to sit down in an American diner, order what the menu calls a small, and film themselves reacting to something an American at the next table won't even glance at twice.